Ready for the mosh pit, Shaka Bra.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to StrangeCast, Player One vs. World's Life is Strange fan podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Adnan. My co-host is here, Adam Evalt. Hello.
I'm here and I'm all inked up now. I've got
You are inked.
I've got this little guy right here. That's by the way, that's real. It's not a little like cereal box prize that I got and I slapped it on with some water. But yeah, me and Luke Bagados, we are basically the same person now. And
You are.
me, Luke, and Travis Barker, we're all the same person now. Tattoo Club.
Indeed. You all share a common theme as well.
Yeah. Yeah, it's for anybody wondering who's watching, that is a Game Boy Color with Tetris playing. So,
Very nice. Oh, what a game. Those are simpler times, weren't they, with
yeah,
Tetris?
exactly.
But you know what aren't simpler times? Life is Strange, and also as well anything to do with it. So we'll keep you occupied. So this is episode 102, Side A. So before you start, if you are new here, just please do drop a subscribe on the channel, turn notifications, like the video, share with your friends. We're almost 2,000 subscribers, so if you can help us get that, that's amazing. And StrangeCast is available on all podcast services, so we're available on Spotify with the video version, on Apple Podcasts, so go and check us out on your latest RSS feed. You can get instant access to your podcast as soon as it's available. We have 50 ratings on Spotify. Thank you very much. At 4.8. Boo. But yes, and we have about 318 followers on Spotify as well. So please do go and follow us there because you get instant access to your episodes as soon as they become available. And we are now on Patreon as well. So if you would like to support us as well, a Patreon page is now open as well. Some of the other content we have been doing has been pre-recorded, so I'm trying to catch up on things, but the Patreon is now live. So if you do want to support us, that would be very much welcome. There is no pressure to do it. Because we practice what we preach here, and I know money can be tight with people, and we don't really withdraw content from people if they can't watch, if they can't pay. So it's an extra incentive if you do want to see other little perks, and also as well it helps support the channel because everything goes back into the channel. It's all transparent on the Patreon as well. So if you would like to support us, it is there for you to go and support. So as you will.
If I can say something on that. Yeah, on the Patreon, again, like what Adnan's saying, like we're not hiding content from you or anything like that. The Patreon, and I've been saying this before, how much like work Adnan puts into this show. Like if you follow him on like Player One versus World on social media and the amount of like content that like he puts out, like he's putting out daily, putting a lot of work. He pays for this little box here, this little platform. So yeah, it's just an opportunity for you, the viewer, to be part of the show, submit any questions, like really give feedback, essentially become a producer of the show, and at the same time letting Adam know like, hey, your hard work, like a lot of hard work, you don't know what the behind the scenes are, like it's insane. So yeah, like Adam said, it's not forced, or we're not locking anything. It's just like a way for you to like be a part of the show in a producer fashion.
Thank you for that. Yeah, as Adam said, it's basically that because, like, even in the Patreon tier, there is an extra podcast episode for each one of Lost Records Journal and StrangeCast, and it's custom built by your submissions if you are on the Patreon tier, and that is unlocked for everyone. So basically, if you're paying for it, you get to submit the topic, but it goes to everyone available at like the starting point. It's just extra things, and situations might change for myself as well in the near future. So I'm not too sure at the moment, but it does help with any extra incentives. There are things I would like to invest in the channel and do things to improve it because we've got like a lot of little projects we'd like to work on. But away from the sob story, anyway, we are back, Adam. We are back for a two-parter episode. This is going to be longer, so bear with us as well. I know we're behind as well because I'm currently editing a Lost Records Journal Part 2. And we also have another announcement I'm just about to make as we're recording the 10th of June as well. So yeah, bear with us because obviously there's a lot happening. So Adam, should we kick things off? Because obviously there might be a first talking point here.
Let's do it.
So I'm going to go to the good old Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it nowadays. So Adam, on the 9th of June, obviously Summer Game Fest has happened. Xbox Game Showcase happened. Basically, a lot of things have happened, and these will be covered in the two parts. So if you are wondering about the new Don't Nod game, it's going to be in the second part because, again, this is making my life a lot easier editing these podcast episodes. But the first point, Adam, here is obviously 1 year ago today, Deck Nine's Life is Strange Double Exposure was first announced at the 2024 Xbox Game Showcase.
Yay!
That was 1 year ago on the 9th of June. Obviously, we're recording the 10th of June. I remember that being quite wild because we weren't really expecting that. I didn't really believe the rumors, even though I should have
Yeah.
been. It's like, I saw a lot of stuff that was there, but like I don't know why. I think I was in a really bad place at that point. Yeah, that was 2 years after my dad died. I was not in a very good place till then.
Hmm.
But yeah, like it was something. And then obviously I think I kind of include that in Adam because it's not necessarily that to talk about because obviously we have a 1 year anniversary coming up in October. And that'll be interesting to revisit that.
Mm.
But I kind of wanted to ask you as well, like just in general chat, because I saw God knows how much like conversation by people around this, thinking that the sequel was going to get announced then. And I think I told you before we recorded, because I think we recorded this a Lost Records Journal episode, and I intentionally moved this to this day we're recording on the 10th because you'll be into an expo. And I was like, let's record afterwards in case something happens. It's nice because I don't know game's been announced. But I was kind of surprised by how much people were like adamant that the next Life is Strange game was getting announced, and I was like, okay. And I'm not, and
I'll
it's
say
not a
this
wholly the
much.
okay.
There was a much more likely situation to happen that Half-Life 3 was gonna be announced before the double exposure sequel is coming out. Are you
Mm,
insane, fandom? Are you insane, Life is Strange fandom? No, no. There was no shot that that sequel was gonna come out, at all, like, teaser trailer, anything. I was actually surprised I didn't get a Half-Life 3 trailer, but I'm not
mm.
surprised I didn't get a Life is Strange trailer.
Yeah, I think that it's not me jumping out and you jumping out saying, "Oh, we told you so," because it happened. I didn't
I
expect anything to happen.
I'm pouncing.
I
Arr.
I just didn't expect anything to happen because, like, that's like when people are saying, like, "When's tape 3 or, like, something else from Lost Records coming out?" I'm like, "Can let
Mm,
Michel rest, please? I know Luke's back in France. Can he, like, sleep, please? Because he might need some time to, like, rest and stuff." Like, the R&D and stuff to make this game possible like that, you basically need a Don't and a Deck 9 working on it during
yeah,
rotation to release it yearly, like the old Call of Duty
like
model,
the
or
old
if it's
times,
still
yeah.
current. Yeah, like, you'd need something like that. It's not feasible. It's really not feasible.
Especially in, like, today's market of, like, video games, right? Like, I saw, Cliffy B at the expo that I was at this weekend, and
Mm.
he was talking about the development of Gears of War, and Gears of War took only 2 years to develop. 2 years.
Yeah,
But that was in 2006, right? Like, we're in 2025, like, 20 years later in the technology now, and your expectation of what a video game should be, it doesn't
mm,
like, it took 2 years to make Gears of War, and you're
yeah,
expecting the trailer to drop the next year? Like, no. What are you
yeah.
talking about?
I
So,
think that's a good perspective. When you see Cliffy B next time, shake his hand for me as well. I adore that man.
yeah,
Um,
I'll shake his
but no,
nose.
please do, please do. Just show me a picture of me, like he's your big Gears of War fan. He'd do a Gears of War podcast if I had more time as well. Um, no, but I think you're right though, because I think there's a lot of things that show that there was never going to be an announcement. Like the biggest one, for example, is why would you hold two focus groups if your game's finished?
Yeah,
Like, why would you do that? Like, if it because the better thing you can do is if you have a focus group, two of them, you show people the early stuff, and
mm,
that's where the reaction happens, and then you can pivot from it. Because obviously, you'll do an early part of the development, and then you show people, and then you go from there. But you wouldn't show them the full game because what you're supposed to do. Imagine everyone says, "Oh, this is terrible." You're like,
yeah,
"Oh," and it's like, "What am I supposed to do here?" It's like you can't just like reshoot things. Like, it's not that easy. I think I'm not saying it's some holier than thou kind of thing, but I've spoken to enough game developers in my lifetime, and you have as well, and have worked
mm.
with them as well. You know production lines, and you know how long times take. I honestly don't think this game is turning up the sequel till 2027 or 2028. I'm even leaning towards 2028 now at this point. Um,
I I'm leaning towards 2028, but if a sequel came out in 2027, I wouldn't be surprised.
yeah.
Like that one is makes more sense. Like,
Do you know why I put it 2028 though for a time frame for that? Like, so I agree with you. I
mm,
would not be surprised if it came in 2027 because you've laid like a lot of foundation. It's just that they fired John Stauder, they fired all the creative team, and then from there you've had two focus groups, and it feels like you would
yeah,
basically pivot at this point, and the pivot would be quite radical because then you would have to throw things away. And I think that's the main thing where I said that maybe it's 2028. I think the time frame happens because if you do that, then you chuck everything away. It's not uncommon for a studio to start production on a sequel straight after. it's normal, isn't it? Like when Double Exposure was winding down and they were getting out in 2024, obviously the sequel is in production at that point. You're writing the scripts, you're doing stuff, because obviously you need a script written. You need a script written first, because then you need to know what the assets are you're building, the motion capture, the lines, the dialogue. That's all important. And that's why I put it at 2028, just in case that I think that they will pivot, which I think they will, or somehow they manage to do a pivot and they can still do it in 2027. Remarkable, even though there's God only knows what's going to happen there. We know what the industry's like for crunching games and whatnot, but I'm not suggesting anyone is crunching games on this, but I'm just saying, like, it's not a surprise from that. That's why I think it could be 2028, where I think even push it back a little bit later, but I think you're right, probably with 2027.
Yeah, I could even see it like I could even see it in late 2026 because they have all of the if they reuse assets and all that, kind of like
Yeah.
oh shoot, what's the studio that makes what the heck? Oh, that's my own beat on StrangeCast. My God. The Yakuza series. Who's the studio that makes it?
Oh,
Yeah,
Ryu, is it Ryu Go or something? Oh, I can't remember what they call it
yeah,
now. You always
RGG.
ask. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, RGG.
But like they reuse assets, and that's why they can
Yeah,
like pump out games all the time. Um, so like if they reuse assets, if we're still back in the academy, I can see it in 2026 possibly, but like I more likely 2027
yeah. That production would
because
have sped up
again,
quickly. Oh, go,
well, like
sorry.
that's the thing. It's like if they had the same team, but like they've laid off almost
Everyone.
the entire studio, you know? They're all disbanded, so it's like you have to rebuild like from
Yeah,
the ground up. So yeah, I don't know. It's I want to say 2027, but like even then.
yeah. You're in murky territory, because like even if you would have put Chloe in this game, it would have sped your process up a bit quicker, because you didn't have to make her assets then.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right, because I can see them reusing a lot of them. I don't think they should, because some of those characters are terrible, among many other things. Um, and also as well, the other thing, when you said it, you could see it in late 2027 when this game gets announced, it's releasing in that year. Look at the
Mm,
trend with Double Exposure and True Colors; it comes out in that year. They're not going to do long marketing. There's no chance you do long marketing for Life is Strange. It doesn't have that power. So you're going to
yeah.
release it in the year. So you're going to announce it early that year, and then it comes out. Um, yeah, I can just see there's one piece. I will say one thing as well. There's one piece of news that I think people aren't looking closer at. That's what
Mm,
I'll say. I think there's one piece of news that happened. We've talked about it, you and I. But there's one piece of news that's happened, but people aren't taking a look at that, and it might give you a bit more of an insight into the
mm.
production and stuff like that. That would give you a bit more of it. But I'm big question marks, because you basically are going from. It's hard. It's really hard. Like, do you pick up Aisha Farah's script and do you carry on with that, or do you chuck it in the bin? Are you like, do I start again?
Yeah.
Which,
It's kind of like with Kojima saying that like I have a thumb drive, uh after his death. I'm like, yeah, I would keep that thumb drive to the day I die, but like I don't know, man. I don't know.
um,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. My early prediction at the moment, at least from where I'm sat as well, I expect 2028 at a push, where it's become delayed because of pivoting and stuff like that. And then also, I could very much see it happening in 2027, late 2027. It comes out in that late window, then I could see that. But there are some. If this game turns up any sooner than that,
Mm.
there's the death nail in that franchise, and it's going to be absolutely tragic, because you have one chance now to pivot, and I don't even think that's going to do enough to save it. But I think you have to pivot from here.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
so yeah, we will keep you covered, but again, I don't expect to see this game for a long time. There's a lot of logistics here that are in play. Anyway, Adam, should we continue on as well? Because there was an interesting piece of news that happened here,
Ooh, yeah. Let's do it.
and it's still, and as of now as well, of the 10th of June, it's still not been tweeted about or posted. So as you can see here, I'm just going to open up as well, big as well. So Life is Strange Dust Deluxe Edition has appeared
Yeah.
on Penguin Random House, and it includes Life is Strange comic issues and a new, quote unquote, new and exclusive short prose story and code from author Emma
Hmm.
Vieceli. Yes.
Yeah.
Um, so it's priced at $24 in the US. I think it is around about that, and it's slated for release on 28th of October, which I think is that Double Exposure's release day. I can't actually remember if it was or not.
Actually, that's
Sounds
pretty close. Let me just double check for you.
Sounds awfully familiar. That, like, what when you're like, am I getting trauma flashbacks here? Like,
Are
um,
you getting Are you getting the trauma response?
Yeah, they're being erased from my memory. Adam jumped into a Polaroid, jumped back in
Yeah.
time to StrangeCast, and eradicated my memories, and they're just in my subconscious, so I can't talk to anyone
October
about them.
29th is when it dropped.
Oh, that's
29th.
Emma one-upping them. No, she doesn't have
Yeah.
any power of that. So as you can see, Adam, as well, it's available in the UK as well. It's 20 British pounds roundabout. Um, the Life is Strange book has a hardcover binding and quote unquote never before seen art from the development of the series,
Mm,
end quote. And then also as well, yeah, that's just the extra stuff that I put in there. So it's published by Titan. So basically, that is the news that's been updated, and it is on
nice.
Penguin Books. I'm just gonna pull the page up for you guys as well, so you can see it if you're on the video version. As you can see, there it is, Life is Strange Deluxe Edition by Emma Vieceli, illustrated by Claudia Leonardi,
Here at Barnes& and
24.99.
Noble. Yeah,
Yep,
look at
all the
that.
stores there, you got them as well. It doesn't say it here, so funnily enough as well, if you look here,
Horses and
this is the
pals.
extra stuff.
Yeah.
So it has all this, but then if you go on Amazon.uk and
Mhm.
then you also go on WH Smith in the UK, that's where it has the Emma Vieceli part on it. So it says an
Mm,
exclusive prose novel story by Emma Vieceli. So, and also Forbidden Planet have that, and Forbidden Planet have worked with Titan as well before, like getting these books out and whatnot. So,
mm.
um, yes, so it's come out of nowhere. It's not been said or like talked about, which is, I think, like growing suspicions with people. I'm interested by them doing this.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm also interested to see what Emma's writing as the prose story. I adore Emma. Obviously, her comics are like looking at very differently in terms of revisionist history because of the
Mm,
double exposure. And ultimately, as well, I think the other thing you have to remember as well is if you're writing price-field stories, obviously fanfics are going to be fanfics where you can get all your dreams come true in terms of like people's visions and stuff. But when you work under parameters of like a licensed IPs and stuff, it's just not going to happen.
mm-mm.
And that's why like I give caveats with it because it's like even if Michelle went back and worked on Life is Strange, or for example Square Enix or some like if she was working a game, all they have to do is turn around and say, "Well, you can't use Chris Erickson because we don't want that." And this is
Yeah.
the guy who created the characters. Like this is the guy who owns the IP. It's like you're basically screwed. So it's no different from the Taylor Swift Scooter Braun situation with her like her masters and stuff. You can't do anything. You're at the mercy
Yeah.
of watching like your child get massacred. And I think that's the issue with this. So I think like I like the comic, the bind, the card, the cover look nice. I think that's subject to change. It's just very interesting that it's come out of like it's like here it is. It's like it's not been announced anywhere, and it's like where's Life is Strange admin team gone? They're not even posting anything, Adam. They
Yeah.
just
They
disappeared.
haven't?
They
Yeah.
haven't posted anything
I'm
for Pride.
I'm completely off of X now, so, like, I have no idea.
Oh no, they haven't
Yeah.
posted anything for Pride. We're currently 10 days into Pride. They've not posted anything, and everyone's like, "Why are you not posting anything about Pride?" I'm like, Actually, that's a fair point. Like,
Yeah.
where is it? Just post something."
I think, we're in the era now, with certain administrations happening right now that I don't think a lot of companies are even going to be even, like, people like, companies outside of the US are gonna be
Um,
touching Pride. Um
do you know? Speaking of that, when you mention it, do you
Mhm.
see all the logos that have just stayed the same after in the
Yep.
Trump
Oh,
administration, and no one's
we've
changed anything?
noticed. We've definitely taken notice, and all those companies, you might have to bleep them out, pussies, all of them. So,
Yeah.
like, actually just, like, step out, and that's another thing, like, touching a little bit about that, there's, like, other people who have, like, said this, so I'm not the original thought here, but we've all known that Pride is also, like, fake in terms of corporations, like
Oh yeah.
corporate is just so fake in Pride, but now it's like, show your colors. Show your true color. No,
Yeah.
no pun intended. Show the colors. No, it's just kinda like, yeah, like, we all knew it was fake, and now, like, an administration has been like, "No pride anymore." Now you're just like, "Oh, we don't have to pretend anymore. We don't have to pretend about to
Yeah.
care about that community." So, they're not pretending anymore. So, whatever.
Yeah, yeah. It's fair though as well because I've always had like obviously pride is very important, and obviously when you see stuff like Tell Me Why, which will come in later, it's important,
Mhm.
and they always support it. But it's like when the company changes, and it's like I wonder where you produce your items. Is it which country is that, and what kind of labor do you use, and
Mhm.
do you sell in those countries where people who are from LGBT backgrounds get like slaughtered because of who they are? It's like
Yeah.
not interesting. You're still marketing there, and it's like I wonder why that's happening. It's like you ask the questions for it, and I'm asking just as a I say it to Abby when we're talking as well. Do you when we talk about the oh actually she made the point. Do you remember the Doc Martens in Double Exposure? and she was
Yes.
talking about it. And I said to her, I was like, she explained the history. I was like, that's fantastic, Abby. It's a shame they didn't explain that because
Yeah.
that's what I wanted to know. I had no idea. I had no idea. Like
Well,
I'm
like,
living in my own little bubble.
yeah, like that's the thing. It's just like I don't think that's really like British history as much as it is American. Like Doc
Yeah.
Martens are like global, but like I feel like that history with Doc Martens is more American. I could be wrong. I could be stupid.
Yeah,
Um,
fair. I think it's
yeah,
fair.
there's a lot of things like Subaru, with the lesbian community, like really marketed towards the lesbian
Yeah.
community here in America. I'm not sure about Britain though.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, no, like that's the thing. So corporations were always fake. Yeah, you corporations, you failed us in Pride Month. See you Juneteenth. You know, see what happens there. But yeah, whatever.
But
Yeah, they
by the
all stay
way,
the same.
you'll laugh at this as well because there's a story recently said that Doc Martens' profits have slumped by 90%. And I posted the picture of the double.
90%.
I posted the picture of Max's double exposure. She's like, not even she could save it. I was like, come
Yeah.
on, man. It's like, no, but the best one was someone replied to it saying, and they posted like an LGBT colored theme one. It's like, it was because it went woke. And it's like, do you know what Doc Martens are? It's like, do you know who wear them? Do you know people who wear
I
those shoes?
hated when Green Day went woke, you know? Rage Against the Machine, keep your politics out of my music, you know? Ugh, going woke, Doc Martens.
Oh my
So
god, yeah,
dumb.
I can't. I wonder who wears Doc Martens more than anyone else. Even the people I've seen, like I've like walked past, I'm like, okay. I'm like, yeah, fair enough. That
So
makes sense why
dumb.
you guys are wearing it. It's like it got laced in history with like really important themes, but as you will,
Yeah, it would be like
um,
if Nike spit on the basketball courts and saying like, "Screw you basketball players, we hate you." It's like,
I
are you
think they probably
serious?
do that after the
They
Michael Jordan deal. It's like they're probably like, "Oh, we're still losing." It's like,
Yeah,
uh, no, but yeah, I think yeah, they haven't. I think it wouldn't surprise me as well if the admin team has just moved on to other projects. Like
yeah,
there are other games that
whatever.
work in Square Enix. Like this is going to go dormant for a long time. But nonetheless, I'm interested in the comic. The comic looks
Yeah,
lovely, and obviously Emma Vieceli. I love Emma. She's fantastic. Currently doing a musical and also
yeah,
doing workshops as well. So you should like, yeah, she's going through that period of like changing her style of like storytelling. She's fantastic. Like a ball of energy. If you ever meet her, she's like wonderful.
yeah.
But yeah, I'm very interested to see what she does with the comics. And again, like Titans deal with Square Enix is it's always interesting. Like these kind of deals where like Square just gives out the IP to someone. It's like it's kind of like
So dumb. So
they'll
weird.
post a yeah, they'll
Yeah.
post about it at some point, but it just like randomly popped up on Reddit. I was like, oh, that's interesting. Like, why no one else tweeting about this? Like, post
Uh,
about it. Like, post about it. But anyway, yeah, looking forward to it nonetheless, and it's probably worth picking up as well if you do have a bit of spare cash around. Adam, should we move to our next piece of news because it can kind of bounce off our last one actually?
Ooh, yeah. Let's get frisky.
Yes. So, oh, have I messed this up? I think I have. What am I doing here?
I don't know.
Oh dear, have I messed this up? Oh, I think I'm in the piece actually. Hang on a minute. So I'm going to move up here. Yep, there we go. I'm going to move. The Ashley Birch one will come in the next episode, guys. Don't you worry. So Adam, as you can see here, for the
Mm,
fifth year running, Tell Me Why is free to own throughout June 2025 in honor of Pride Month. As in past years, we ask you give your money and support to trans creators, trans inclusive charities in your community, and trans people in need. That's how you send a message. And
yes.
Don't Nod also tweeted that on the 4th of June saying some habits are better than others. Once again, we're super happy to join Xbox Publishing in celebrating Pride Month. Starting today, all chapters of Tell Me Why are free. Time to get attached to Tyler and Allison. So yes, Tell Me Why it's free. We covered this. This is where I think that's Tell Me Why was gives me like throwbacks to meeting you. It's like that's when this all started to
Yes.
kick into high gear.
And I
Great
can't
game.
believe they said 5 years in a row. It doesn't feel that long. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's no, sorry, it's 4 years. So they do it from 20 because it came out in August
Yeah, it came out in
2020.
2019. Or 2020. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, it's 5 years. Sorry. I'm like, yeah, it's
Yes.
5 years.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was like, right, yeah.
That's the thing.
That's
It's like it doesn't feel again, it doesn't feel like it's been 5 years since COVID.
no,
You know what I
oh
mean?
god,
Yeah. Isn't that weird? Like,
yeah,
that's so weird. Yeah. But yeah, so cool. Tell me why for free. If you want to get it, you definitely should play it. I want to replay it at some point. I don't know why I haven't. Every year I'm just like, I should replay it, and I just never do. It's not a
Just too
bad
many
game. I love
games.
it. Yeah, too
Too many
many.
games. Yeah.
Too many games. But yeah.
Saying that though, it's quite funny that in a coincidental way that this game is now free as well this month, and the director who's in our next part as well,
Yes.
Florent, who's basically directing the next Donut game as well, which is quite crazy. Yeah, it's a great game. It's an interesting game. And it was interesting with Xbox publishing it as well, and just the story it was telling was very artistic from that Donut team, and I'm very interested to see what they keep doing with
Yeah.
this next game as well. But
Are
yes,
we
play it. It's free.
yeah, did we skip this other news piece here?
Which one's this one?
In between Life is Strange and the Tell Me Why news?
Oh, actually, no, that was the news. Okay, never mind. We'll go to that one now. Right, thank you for that. I thought we moved into the second part. I was like, right, never
No.
mind. So, as Adam has pointed out, yes, actually, Ashley Burch is in this news piece. Yay! So, Adam, Ashley Burch was on Jinx TV. It's a long interview if you do want to watch it. Talks about her career among many other
How
things.
is Jinx
Obviously,
TV? What
um,
is that
it's like
British?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, it's like a
Oh.
UK thing. But she did like an interview with them, and she's obviously talked about Life is Strange. This one caused a little bit of ruffle with people. So obviously Ashley Burch was talking about Chloe Price and also how she sees Chloe Price. So this was her quote, and I quote,
Hmm.
"For me, in terms of Chloe and Max, and this is just my opinion, it's not canon, for me, the way I sort of envisioned it was that I think Chloe had an attraction to Max.
Hmm.
But I think it's, to me, Rachel was like her big love and Max is her best friend. And that maybe also, like in grief of Rachel, like wires get crossed sometimes and stuff like that. I always saw that them, Max and Chloe, as a very deep friendship because I just sort of saw Rachel as like her where all her affection
Hmm.
really were. End quote. That's a lot of pause, and that's because it's a full transcription from the actual quote. Um,
So people's feathers are ruffled?
So yes, it's
Mhm.
an so basically Ashley Birch hasn't pivoted from this position for many years. Like that's I think people give a lot like kudos to the fact that she didn't really pivot from this. Like, yeah, okay, that's Ashley Birch's perception. Obviously, this kind of instigates a bigger fight in the community where it's like Price Field or Amber Price, and people are like, well, just no. Because like
Yeah.
Price Field is clearly that direction. Just some tea as well. I did pitch that to Abby. I was like, have you seen that story? And she's like, yeah, she's like, Ashley Birch is wrong. Like, and I was like, okay, fair enough. It's an interesting position because like ultimately I could see when she was doing it as well. And I was like, when she was doing the interview, I was like, actually don't. I was
Well,
like, I know what you're doing here. I was like, I know what you're doing here. When she's like, it's not canon. I was like, oh, here we go. I was
well,
like,
like, here's the thing though, it's just like I love how people are just saying like, "Ashley, what a horrible take." But like, let's look into Ashley's perspective. One, she played. She played Chloe. Like that is Chloe, okay? Number 2, she was in direct like contact with the people who wrote the story. So like not only you're playing Chloe, you are in direction with the directors, with the writers. You are like in it with the team in terms of like the story at least, right? Not like the developers. Um so for us to get our feathers in a ruffle for what Chloe Price herself has said about Chloe Price and how she might feel, I feel like we should give Ashley Burch some credits in terms of like, well, this is how I view it because I was there. Your
mm,
interpretation might be different because the game allows you to be different. The game
mm,
allows you to explore other options. And that's a great thing about that game. It gives you that level of agency,
yeah,
but, like, for Ashley to say that and to add in, "It's not canon. This is just how I feel about the situation." I
yeah.
don't know, man. The internet is toxic, you know?
I yeah, because like ultimately, like for me, um, as I've always held this belief as well, like the vision of the creator is more interesting to me for what they would write for
Yeah.
like Max or Chloe or whatever. Because like one of the things I actually really appreciate now is when Olivia didn't answer the question about Cat and Swan
Yeah.
because she was like, no. And I'm like, actually, that when I think about it now as an actor, I probably wouldn't answer it either. Because
Yeah.
Amelia does in the interview that we did, she does like snore and stuff, but she's like, that's how I see it. And she's like, but other people, and she like separates herself from the character. And I think Ashley Burch is doing that because like, obviously she has writing credits on Before the Storm. As a consultant writer that she was, and then also she's played the voice of it. Her opinion for me is just an opinion. It's like, for example, with like Solid Snake, David Hayter is fantastic. Love his voice. His opinion is just his opinion. It's more about Snake is all about Kojima. It's written by him. It's his soul. Everything else in there. That's what I find more interesting. And that's also with the interviews we've been doing recently. I've been trying to pivot them away from being like, "What's your favorite color?" Because it's like I don't care about like you basically put your when you ask a question to like an actor as well, you put them in a really uncomfortable position because they also feel like they're trampling on the director's vision and the writer's vision. And I think with Pricefield as well, like for me, I don't agree with it at all because I think like the way that story is told as well with Max and Chloe, I think it's quite clear what's happening there. Um, and that's how I personally see it. I also see where Ashley comes from because she's talking about the perspective of if you see like that sequence when they find Rachel Amber's body in the ground. That
Mm,
really hit her hard because obviously she had gone through loss with her former partner. And
mm,
obviously that maybe is where she gets more of a connection with Chloe because she feels like that's the love interest, that's where it is. And whatever has come in her life afterwards, that's kind of like a bit of a reflection of Chloe. So again, it's just perspectives, right? But for me, I think actually I think what really annoyed people more was when she said like all her affection is on Rachel. I think that was the line where people like, but it's like clearly the game starts to shift a little bit with that, where it's like,
I
you
don't
know,
know, man. I just feel like people are just, you know, they okay,
get
I'm
him,
trying to be
get him.
polite here. Um, be polite, Adam, be polite. People just wanna get their underwear in a tussle because they just can. And it's just like, dude, your interpretation is just your interpretation. It's fine to have it, right?
Yeah.
But to go against somebody's other interpretation, especially the actress who played Chloe and was in the development circle, right?
Mhm.
I don't know, man. It's just weird that you're this upset about this.
So,
Here's the other thing. You want to
mm,
really get people's feathers in a tussle, their all their underwear wedgied up into their butt cracks
mm.
here. I agree with Ashley Birch. I'm on that side too.
Just
I am on that side, dude. I've always felt in my playthroughs that like I think there's like the level that like you can have that deep deep friendship without it being, a sexual attraction. And I think we kind of like misinterpret this that like, yes, it is like clear like Chloe might be attracted to Max, right? But you can have a deep, deep connection without it feeling, any kind of sexual manner,
mm,
right?
yeah.
I've always seen it as just like they are trauma locked in. Like their friendship is so deep that they're like trauma locked in that they are just like in it for each other. They are like battle bros,
Mm,
essentially battle sisses.
mm,
Uh, but again, if people are saying like no, in my playthrough, like they are deeply in love. That is your playthrough, and that is valid, and you should like stand on that. Like my playthrough is this. But just as Ashley said that this is not canon, right? My opinion's not canon. Your opinion's not canon. It's just a
I don't
way.
know.
I
My
still don't.
opinion is holier than thou. Like,
I guess. But it's just like go for it, man. It's like if you want to get your like all of your nipples in the tassel, and over this and like go for it. But I don't know. I am on the side of Ashley on this one. Like you can attack me. But whatever. I do feel that sense. But again, on the other side of like going with Ashley, it's not canon. And your
yeah.
interpretation of them being in a relationship is super valid, you know?
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
because that's what creates the Amber Price Field situation where you have two ships because people see it differently. Because like in itself as well, like Rachel Amber, obviously, like as Abby has said to me, and like and Michelle's repeatedly said, like is based on Twin Peaks' Laura Palmer. Is it? Is that
Yes,
correct name?
Laura Palmer.
And and obviously she lives like that mysterious life that she has as well. So
Mhm.
it's like it's kind of mirroring that. It's hard because the problem with like even with Ashley Burch's take and where you go with Pricefield, it's so open ended to interpretation, as you said,
Mhm.
and that's why, for example, with the comics, when Emma wrote that comic, she was like, she's like, we're putting that line at the beginning of the comics where it says that this is one hypothetical possibility in an infinite possible, infinite possibilities that we have in the universe, and
Here's
that's what it is, though.
here's something to really confuse our listeners too.
Mm.
I'm also a price fielder. So it's just like like that's the weird part about this whole thing about like what my opinion might be. I'm also a price fielder, so it's just
Oh.
like I'm not against them being in a relationship, but like my interpretation of like anytime my playthrough is like they're always in just like a deep trauma lock, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
which
So
which is like again like I can see it from I'm not militant one side. I see it from both sides because ultimately that's where the player agency comes in, and you see where the story unfolds. Because like in itself, Michelle said that with the second game with Life is Strange, where you see the photo of Max and Chloe. He's
mhm.
like, look at them. He's like, they're not smiling, but it's
Yeah,
like even when you said the essence of trauma, but that's not say that they aren't in love with each other. That's also just saying there's a
yeah,
lot of stuff there that's going on. Like there's a lot of stuff going on there, and it doesn't mean that you can't be in love with each other. It might actually end up being like that. Um, and obviously, there's like all the kind of things in the interpretation of the game with like how Rachel Amber is perceived, and then also what people say about each character and stuff. It's very hard to see it, and ultimately, like for me, Ashley Birch's opinion is just her opinion and just as an actor. And it's the same with like Hannah, for example. It's just an opinion for me
mhm,
because I care more about Michelle Coe's opinion in respectful sense, and also Jean-Luc Cano's because and Christian Devine, because like when you're writing the scripts
mhm,
and you're writing stories and stuff, those are the interesting takes you have because like even they wouldn't say it's definitive. They would just say it's like one possible thing. But it is an interesting thing because I can see why she feels that connection and definitely is laced with her own trauma that she's had and her
yeah,
own feelings. That's why she has that strong resonance with Chloe. Um, ultimately the reason why I don't agree with it, and
mhm.
again, it's just my disagreement with it. And
Sure.
Rachel Amber's my favorite character as well, just to put it on that. It's because of how the game sets itself up, and it's that progression, and it's that progression, and that progression. And then when you get to the end of it as
Mhm,
well, and Max and Chloe leave Arcadia Bay when you destroyed it, like even that little hand movement that she does when she puts it on her shoulder, it's like it's blossoming in something. It's getting
mhm.
there, but it's slow, and it's
Sure.
not as visceral as that original connection. This one's blossoming because it's a coming of age. These two characters have come back together after X years and they need time to kind of like reconnect and build that. And that's why I've always seen it in that perspective. There's more of a fleshed out way of saying, but I feel like I can see why it builds up to that because it's saying that this is the love interest that connects it,
Mhm.
and that Rachel Amber's like a conduit that connects all three of them as well. Um, no, it was an interesting take though. I think it's just because of like other things and whatever else. But it's fundamentally like where how you handle Pricefield now is very difficult. I just wouldn't even touch
Mhm.
it myself. Like if it was me, I wouldn't even
I
go
will.
anywhere near like writing. I mean, like writing a
Put me on
story
the
for it.
mic, boss. Let me add him. Let me add
I just
KJO Kevin.
I just find it very hard to like write a story with these two characters now, like because of how far they've gone into
Mhm.
their own like with all the people who've written fanfics and have attached themselves to them and resonated. It's a very tough one, but personally speaking, I didn't agree with her. But I also see why other people might see the other perspective. But that's
I'll
just
end I'll end this topic on this way. If you're
mm,
this frustrated about what Ashley said, just gonna put it this way. There are other people right now, as we said, this administration that are directly attacking the queer community. So I don't think Ashley Burch is the one to be angry about right now. I think there's other people to be more angry about who are directly attacking this community. So I don't know. I feel like you should save your anger for someone else. And this is talking about me. I've got anger for days. So I'm directing my anger towards other people right now. So
yeah. I think it's more of the frustration they had more on that line that she said at the end. But again, it's just her interpretation of the character.
just
I'm
be
not
like
bothered.
the Big Lebowski on this one. Like, well, that's just your opinion, man. Okay.
I think to be honest, most people have like also done that because they've said that before. She's kept this position for years, and it's like actually, well, at least she's like not flip flopped on it. Like that's been her opinion on it. Like she's stuck with it. Like, but again, it's not my. There's more of a, like a. I'm more interested in the creator's vision of what they see in it. And
Sure.
Michelle's given that a little bit with Life is Strange too. He's like, this is the perspective. I'm like, oh, that's really interesting now. So where do we go from here?
Yeah, just let's ask Michael Kolch about it and like go from there.
Michael Kolch,
Yeah,
his cowboy hat.
I think that'll be my
My
next
man.
tattoo. It's just Michael
Michael-
Kolch. I want
I think you
Michelle
should get
to go.
it.
Yeah,
If he comes on, Michelle, on Lost Records Journal, we're waiting for you. Come on, Michael Kolch tattoo.
yeah.
That's what's going to happen.
I want Michelle Coe in a cowboy hat, and it underneath says Michael Kolch.
Yes, I would
Yeah.
100% approve of that.
Yes.
So Adam, I think we're going to beat a dead horse otherwise, but yes, I think that's the Ashley Burch point. Please say nice things about me in the comment, attack him whilst you're at it, because just
Yeah.
no, bad man. Anyway, continuing, and also please be respectful in the comments. You know, we don't react to characters either. Just an opinion. We also respect your opinions as well. Anyway, Adam, continue.
Heard.
Yes. So Adam, I'm going to pull up the press release quickly. It's a small one as well. Obviously, on the 28th of the 5th, this was a little bit later because we've just been, again, everything happens in between the period of not recording. Donald unveiled the first demo and gameplay trailer for the Lonesome Guild. So it says here on the 28th of May, Donald, an independent French studio that creates, develops, and publishes video games, has today released the first demo for the upcoming action RPG The Lonesome Guild. The Steam demo, as well as a brand new gameplay trailer, debuted at AG French Direct conference. The demo will also be part of the upcoming Steam Next Fest in June. Watch the gameplay trailer there as well. The new trailer provides a first glimpse into the game's blend of thrilling real-time combat exploration and puzzle solving. The Lonesome Guild is a single-player, top-down ARPG developed by Italian indie studio Tiny Bull Studios, embodying Ghost, a spirit who wakes to find they hold no memories. Players will create their own quote-unquote lonesome guilds of ragtag adventures in order to work together to get rid of the the mysterious world of a terror of loneliness, corrupting by a creeping mist. So, and there's other little details there. The game is planned for release in fall of 2025. And I will just show you the other thing here before we talk quickly about the Lonesome Guild. As you can see here, this is the video that was playing from there as well from Don't Know. This is that AG French Direct as well, as we spoke about in the press release. You can see there Da Vinci, Mr. Fox, and Tera, the characters. Obviously, I think this looks really, well, I'll get into it in a minute, but like as you can see in the gameplay, it looks pretty cool if you're watching the video version. And it's like, this is again from Tiny Bull, who are cooking a little bit with the game. But as you can see, there's some gameplay, a little bit of the RPG mechanics in play. Da Vinci being cool, Mr. Fox being cool, causing havoc in the gameplay. And then also as well, and you see there as well the Steam Next Fest as well. Post as well that they've posted there from Don't Nod. So this game, actually, you know what, Adam, as well? I haven't played Koira yet, and I will play Koira. I will get it as well because I do want to support the smaller studios like Tolima. I'm actually really excited for this game. It really looks like something I want to play. Like, I don't know what it is about it. I don't know if it's Da Vinci's captured my heart because he's like named after such a famous, influential figure, but like, it looks really cool.
Yeah, I'm trying to find out. Like, is it coming on PlayStation and Steam?
And Xbox.
Is it coming on Xbox?
PC, Xbox Series X and S, and PlayStation 5 in the fall of 2025.
And I was like disappointed. Like, why isn't this a Switch game? Like, this is such a Switch game, and it's just like it's not on there. That's disappointing.
Nintendo, man, they make so many like developers just like struggle to get like Lost Records and like this and all these kind of games, man. Just like build your consoles so these developers can get their games easier.
I would play this so much on my Switch, but like, it's not there. I'm excited for it. This, you know, what does this remind me of? It definitely reminds me of like a few games I've played.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, there was one game. Oh man, I also played on Xbox and I can't remember what it's called. So it's losing me. Whatever. But yeah, I am excited about this. I do have Koira, but yeah, I just haven't gotten around to it because I'm not really a PC gamer. Like I don't come up here. Like when I'm coming up here, I do music, like I write, and then I do this podcast. So this is essentially become my like work area. So like thinking about playing a game on here, it doesn't compute. But like on my Switch,
also,
my Xbox,
bring the days back of giving like a disc demo for this console. People, bring the console demos out, man. I would play this
Yeah.
like literally tomorrow. I don't want to put Steam on my computer because it'll probably blow up at this point, considering the way it runs. It's like when I'm trying to export a video, the Mac's so old. Oh, come on, just put it out. I would 100% play this demo if it was available.
Yeah.
It's annoying for me that. But it does look cool though. I'm still interested in it either way. I'm actually like want to play that. I will pick it
Yeah.
up on launch because I'm like
And
that's
when does it launch again?
the
Does it
fall of
say?
2025.
Okay, so it doesn't give a date yet. So
No,
that's
it's
unfortunate. But
because
hmm,
it's because even that's why, for example,
hmm.
sources tell me that's why Rockstar moved its release date for Grand Theft Auto
Oh,
because they
because
were
Lonesome
like the
Guild.
Lonesome Guild, and they were like, nah, we ain't taking Da Vinci smoke, and they were like, get out of here, and they ran away. That's what happened.
I will say it was pretty ballsy of Lonesome Guild to like put out fall of 2025 before we found out about the delay of GTA 6. Like
Exactly. They
on the
don't care.
real, man, that's some
Tiny
ballsy.
bull,
Yeah,
tiny bull, Adam.
tiny
That's what they
bull,
are.
big bull, big
Yes,
bull
and they
moves.
and that big bull,
Yes,
boom, knocked Grand Theft Auto into 2026. Those are some inside sources scoops there for you.
man.
No, I'm very interested though. It looks very cool, and I will 100% keep covering it as well. Don't know
Yeah.
if you'd like to give codes.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I
we
would.
can take a review it.
I,
Um,
I wish I could remember the game I played that reminds me of this, but I just can't remember the title. But I will always remember the Lonesome Guild.
you will always remember the Lonesome Guild. So Adam, we can move on as well. We'll get through to our final pieces before we wrap up this episode. I'm just
Yeah.
losing track here because everything's going there. Here we go. Pulling that up, and there we go. So Adam, one of our favorite people in the whole of the world, Katy Bentz,
Yes.
as you can see there. But happy Pride, as I shared in the video, she posted a video on her Instagram and social media feed, so you can go and check it. The queer community has been such a meaningful and transformative part of my life, especially through my journey portraying Steph in the Life is Strange franchise. You quite literally changed my life. You are beautiful, you are kind, you are magic. I'm endlessly grateful for everything I've learned from you and for all I continue to learn about the queer experience, about love and how to show up as a better ally every single day. You have my love, you have my support, and I will always stand with you. End quote. So that is obviously Katy Bentz, who is always a delight to talk about and sending positive vibes.
Yeah. Yeah, like that's the thing. At least, at least somebody's recognizing Pride, in the Life is Strange, universe. So
But we have
yeah.
our next piece as well, which will also as well. I'm saying this now because she's in. Katy Bentz is in mixtape. I refuse not to. She's gaslighting me.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah. You
oh,
think
come
so?
on, man. Did you not
Yeah.
hear that audio? All I can hear is her voice.
Well, if you talk to my friend Brian McGinnis, he sounds exactly like Ray Romano. So
Uh,
yeah. Yeah,
mm,
but
mm.
who did that retro policy thing? Like everybody thinks he's Ray Romano.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
actually like Marcus Graves, who's like Barry White.
Yes.
Oh yeah. But anyway, we'll continue. But we love Katie, and she's fantastic. And Adam's there, like saying, "No, everyone takes pride messages and stuff." Adam, can you see this? Deck Nine Games
Yeah.
there
Look
on the
at
3rd of
that.
June. From
Deck
all of us
9.
at Deck Nine Games, happy Pride. May this month be filled with love. That knows no bounds. And as you can see, there's a lot of replies there. I am not going to open the replies up because you can imagine what's happening, which also includes breaking up Pricefield. You remember that, Adam? Pricefield? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What about
Ashley Birch lover.
it?
Oh God. Adam, our last series of news as well, which we'll wrap up this episode with. I'm just double
Yes.
checking. Yes, we'll wrap it up here. Quick fire, as you will. Adam, it was Vinh Lang's birthday
Hooray.
on the 2nd of June.
Good for Vinh Lang. I'm glad he gets a year older.
And out of existence, hopefully.
Yes.
Oh, is he the worst character in Life is Strange series?
No. No.
Oh, really? Who do you think is?
Yeah. Shoot. Chloe's
Elliot.
person. Yeah, Elliot.
Oh, you think he's worse than it? You think he's?
They are a close last place, but like if we're talking about
Uh,
God's least favorites, besides KJO Kevin.
wow. Wow.
Uh,
Anyway,
I would say, in my opinion, it's Elliot's. Yeah.
that is interesting. That
Then
he
it's
is. He
Finn,
is.
and then it's KJO Kevin.
Bottom three. There you go, start. Yes, so Vinh Lang's birthday, as you can see, happy birthday to him. It's always very difficult to find videos of like him kissing Max because you see people don't choose him. Adam, Moses
Yes.
Murphy, happy birthday to Moses Murphy as well. He was also a Gemini, elite Gemini there. And also,
Yeah.
why are these birthdays all so close together? Because Loretta Rice is here as well in May. Happy birthday.
Writing. That's the thing. It's writing.
Yes, that's yeah. And as I
Yeah.
also as well put this as well, here's Ashlynn Hideman, whose full performance capture for Loretta Rice in Life is Strange Double Exposure. Also put happy birthday to this cute gal. So fortunate I get to play her.
Yeah.
Which is a nice message. How would you rank these characters?
Moses number 1.
Yeah.
And then
Oh come on. Come on. Don't try and be a hipster now.
Fine, Loretta's number 2, and then
Thank you.
Vin is number 5.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Such a bad do you know what? When the 1 year anniversary comes up, we'll talk. Let's just put it that way.
Yes.
We'll have a
Yeah.
chat about things. I still can't. I just it's like gone down in infamy now that Aisha Farah is a character. I hate that character.
Like,
My god.
good for them that they're celebrating their birthdays. Good for the voice actors who did it. You know, I'm glad they had work. I'm happy for them.
Yeah.
Cool. Their birthdays, great. Amazing. They're all Geminis. I don't know what any of that means, but you know.
Why are they so synced close together? There's only like 8 new characters in the new game. All of them
just
are
make up
based in
days,
language.
and they're just like, yeah, sure, June. Why not? Give them June birthdays. Why not? Am I wrong to say I believe June is statistically the highest birthday amount?
Oh, is it?
I don't know if that's a fact. I
Oh.
feel like I read that somewhere that like June is like the highest like birth month. So
That wouldn't surprise me.
yeah,
Actually,
because again, they
weddings around
all
about this time,
of
people
not only
getting
weddings,
married.
but like what happened like 9 months before. It's getting to winter time, so they're all slumped in, you know, in the dead of winter. So, you know,
Would you
coming
not?
in,
Would you not like make yourself warmer in the winter?
yeah, exactly. That's what sex is. It's about heat.
Is it?
Do we need to have the talk about the birds and the bees?
Maybe off podcast.
Like I can't have my socks on during because it gets so hot.
Oh, do you sleep with your socks on in bed?
No, fuck. I mean,
Oh, thank
hell
God for
no.
that.
Yeah, no, I'm not a freak.
Yeah, yeah, that's where that label is aptly.
I
Do you know
will say
what?
this: in high school, I used to sleep with my jeans, dude.
Do you know what? Actually,
Yeah,
we need to ask Olivia Lepore's verdict on this.
yeah. Why is she sleeping in her jeans?
No, Jesus, socks. The
Yeah.
socks conversation.
No,
That's like a big one.
I used to party so much in high school that like, well, not like you know what I mean, but like I would be too tired to take off my pants, so I just like just sleep in my jeans. And then the next morning, like, what the? Oh yeah. But yeah.
This
No.
is descending into Vinh Lang territory of like frat boy conversations. So I think
Yeah.
we're going to wrap up here. But
Quick,
I'll just point something out as well.
quick on the record though. Shout out to KJO Kevin for subscribing to the Patreon. So
I just about to
I
get to that. Okay. Just about to
yeah.
get to that. Thank you very much.
I
Actually,
want
no,
to give him
you're
crap so much that I'm like, you know what? Like on the real, thank you for being a Patreon.
well, the man was not getting onto the other parts of the actual like comment of the day, so he's actually gone as a Patreon. So he's like, I'm going to be here now on every podcast. But no, actually, we do have 2 Patreons so far. So thank you so much. That we have Kevin, obviously, and also we have Sundy, who's also subscribed to our Patreon as well. So thank you to both of you for subscribing. We'll create a graphic or something in the future, but we'll give you shout outs on the episode.
I'll make you something graphic.
The other ones. There you go. So that's how we set the message. So if you don't, there you go. But yeah, we'll wrap up here. And also, let me just point out the Life is Strange Twitter account. Nothing didn't celebrate those birthdays. Just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying. But yeah, anyway, let's wrap up here because obviously the first part's done. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, one more time, please do consider dropping subscribe on the channel, turn notifications, and like this video. If you do not like this video, Adam's going to go away, going to disappear.
I'm going to wear my socks on during.
Yeah, that's what's going to he's going to be socked. He's going to have a sock over his head when he comes on to the next part. So please do like the video and share your friends. We're
a good time now.
There you go. There you go. Please do subscribe as well. Turn notifications, like video, share your friends, help support the channel. We're almost at 2,000 subscribers, so if you can help us get that, that's amazing. And StrangeCast is available on all podcast services. So the video version's available on Spotify. We're also on Apple Podcasts. We're on all your RSS feeds, so go and check us out there. And also as well, we have about 50 ratings. We have 50 ratings on Spotify, which is amazing. So thank you so much for that. And also we have 318 followers, so please do follow us there because it is amazing. This episode is going to come out in sync. We can now reveal this. Olivia Lepore is coming back on the Lost Records Journal podcast, which we are very much looking forward to. There will be graphics and stuff out there, so please do leave your comments and stuff. If you are on Patreon as well, please do leave your comments on there. It will give you instant access to the stuff as well because you are on the Patreon, which is always amazing. Thank you for the support for that. But yeah, stay tuned for that. That will come later. I don't know how these episodes are coming out. I'm just stagnating them as it is. But yeah, stay tuned. Part B is coming very soon. Take care, guys. See you later. Bye.
Ready for the mosh pit, shaka bra.